So there's me chilling out in the playground, letting my lunch settle. Steg walks up to me and he's like, Gary, you don't know what a dildo is. I was like, aye I do. Steg was like, prove it. I was like, Stephen, don't try and teach your granny to suck eggs, mate. Steg was like, what? So I pointed out to him that I was well aware that Big Ramy was making a laughing stock at anybody who didn't know what a dildo was. And if Steg wanted the knowledge to avoid such a fate, it would cost him. Steg says, how much? I says, what you got? He says, all I've got's cola cubes. I says, give me 4. And he starts getting them out his bag. I says, you know Steg, he's not just asking people what a dildo is. Steg's like, he's not? I was like, no, sometimes he's asking people what a Johnny bag's used for. Sometimes he's asking what VD is. I'm not sure if you're covered. He was like, does that cover it? I was like, only 7. I tell you what, I'll give you 2 for 7. He was like, but Gary, what if you ask me the one I don't know? What 2 should I pick? I says, I don't want that in my head. That's your decision. You better make it quick, because here comes Ramy. Steg was like, shit, well, VD, never heard of VD. Dildo, I've heard a few rumours, so I might know what that is. Johnny bag, never heard of that either. So, it's VD and Johnny bag. I was like, final answer. He was like, final answer. So I tells him, and he was like, that's disgusting. What's disgusting? Big Ramy turns up. Steg's like, nothing. Ramy's like, wee man. Steg's like, what? Here it was, the moment of truth. And Ramy goes, what's a dildo? I was like, oh no. And Steg was no doubt thinking the exact same thing, but he gave it his best shot. He looked Ramy square in the face and said, a dildo is when a lassie does a shite and it's hanging out her arse and it looks like a cock. The place erupted with laughter, man. Everybody, even the wee primary ones, were like, you don't know what a dildo is, you don't know what a dildo is. Couldn't help laughing myself. Should have laughed though, because he had to change school. Good boy or not? So there I was, stoning in the playground. Nae sweeties, skint. But lying at my foot was a wee reminder that my fellow pupils have got more money than sense. My favourite sweetie, the lemon bonbon. Crushed. That just summed it all up for me. That's it, time to share the wealth, folks, time to share the wealth. So what I did was I clasped my hands together and I peered into him with this big smile on my face. Eventually, my first catch of the day turned up. Jamesy Black. And he goes like that, what have you got there, Gary? I goes, none of your business. He goes, gonna show us, please. I goes, give's 10 pence first. And as I said, more money than sense, the guy hands it here. So I shows him what I've got. Nothing. Jamesy goes, what am I meant to be looking at, Gary? I goes, you're looking at an opportunity. An opportunity to get your money back. And then some. All you need to do is do to other people what I've just done to you. Get the 10 pence off them. But I want half. 5 pence, right? He says, aye, no bother, Gary. And half he bolts with my pound signs in his eyes. Anyway, went about the playground and I did it again another 2-3 times. I should have been rolling in it. But see, when I went back to collect my 5p's off him, I was getting hit with all the, oh, nobody's falling for it, Gary, sorry. Dirty, lying, rat, bastards. I was like, alright, no bother, see yous later. And I went right up to Big Ramy, the school bully, and I said, Ramy, Jamesy Black's pockets are full of money that belongs to me, and you can have the lot if you give that prick the pole crusher. See, within a minute, Ramy and his cronies had Jamesy with his legs spread, running full pelt into the pole. Crunch! Straight to the school nurse. Anyway, I was only doing that to send a message out to my other 3 franchises to tell them, show me the money. But I didn't think the rest of the school would get the message or not. Chinese whispers took a hold, and everybody from primary 1 to primary 7 was like, oh no, I've got to start earning money for Gary. Aye, or we'll end up getting the pole crusher. Aye, and then you'll have to show your pole crusher bruises to the school nurse. Well, there's no need to tell you what happened next, but let me put it this way. Jackpot! Every day in my school, there's always some class getting gym. And in every class, there's always somebody who's forgot their trainers. But that never stops them from getting some exercise. A punishment exercise! I thought, hold on, there's a wee gap in the market here. So I bought a pair of sannies, just a daft pair of slip-ons out of shops. A hefty investment, but the higher the risk, the higher the return. The next day, I goes walking up the gym queue like that. Anybody looking for trainers? Sannies for hire, sannies! Aye, me! Me and all. Mark and Colin bolt up to us at the exact same time. I was like that. We've got a problem, lads. I've only got one pair of trainers. Mark was like that. I shouted first. Colin was like that. Aye, but I got to him first. I was like, look, lads, I've got an idea. Take a trainer each. They were like that. Are you mental? I says, no, listen. They split the hall into two, didn't they? Yous are in two different classes, two different teachers. Mark, you go up to Mrs MacArthur with your trainer and hit her with a sob story about how the other fell out her bag, right? Same with Mrs Ferguson, Colin. She normally doesn't fall for the missing trainers part, but having a trainer on you will lend the story a certain believability, right? They were like, worth a try. I says, cool, 20p each. 40p, man, can you believe it? A 40% return on my investment already. Anyway, so I catches up with them at the end of the day, see how they got on. I was dreading it if the truth be known. And they were like, Gary, you're a genius! I was like, thank God. And that was the end of that. No, it wasn't. Because a couple of days later, there's me in the middle of serving a customer, and I gets a horn slapped in my shoulder. Turns around, and there's Mark and Colin with pure scowls on their faces. They were like that. We want our money back. It didn't work. I was like that. Aye, it did. They were like that. No, it didn't. They tells us they got pulled out of the classroom, and our teachers are like to them, boys, we've just had a conversation about how two of our pupils, in the exact same gym hall, on the exact same day, managed to lose the exact same sand shoe. Can you explain why that is? I was like, oh, you are joking. They were like, no, 500 lines each. It's no joke, so give our money back. I was like, no chance. I provided you with a solution to your problem at that moment in time. The problem being imminent Poniekis. Yous knew the risks, yous accepted the deal, no refund. Two of them started squaring up to me like that. Don't want to hear it, Gary. Money, no. I was like that. It's came to this then, has it? And I chucked the money on the deck, told them not to come back, and they were like that. So what? So what? See, they two, they're not getting a line a pair of trainers for the rest of their lives. No honours in any fights. No dragging them out of the grog pit. Nothing. That's them on themselves.